Okay, let's do another example of a vertical shift on a sine or cosine. So just like always, we find all of our parameters. We start with the amplitude, absolute value of A. A is the number multiplying in front, so absolute value of 2, we get 2. Our period, 2 pi over B. B is the number multiplying x, so 2 pi over 4. Maybe we want to reduce that, maybe we don't. I'll just leave it alone for now. Our phase shift, opposite of C over B. So C here is negative pi. Opposite of C will be positive pi over B, 4. And our vertical shift, right here, we got to plus something outside. Our vertical shift, K equals 5, so we're going to go up 5. That means our new midline will be the horizontal line, y equals 5. That'll go right through the middle. And then from our amplitude, we're going to go up and down 2 from 5. Okay, we do start and end. Inside equal to 0, so 4x minus pi equals 0, and 4x minus pi equal to 2 pi. For sine and cosine, secant and cosecant, it's always the same. Inside equals 0, inside equals 2 pi. So this guy is easy. We get 4x equals pi. X is pi over 4. That should be my phase shift. Let's check. Pi over 4, check. Here, we get 4x equals 2 pi plus 1 more pi. So 4x equals 3 pi. X is 3 pi over 4. And then we should check. Again, you can check this in your head. You don't have to write it out, but you should check it. That end minus start equals your period. I'll write it down. End minus start should always equal the period. So 3 pi over 4 minus 1 pi over 4 is 2 pi over 4. That's what I got for the period. Check. That was an ugly check. Check. Last thing we got to find is our x scale. That's always the period over 4. So our period here, maybe it would be better to reduce this. I could write this as pi over 2 because I'm going to have to dividing by 4, and I'd rather work with 8 than 16. Could have left alone, could make everybody 16, it'd be perfectly fine. I'm going to reduce it because I know right here I'm going to have pi over 2 over 4. 4 over 1. That's pi over 2 times 1/4. That's pi over 8. If I had left it alone at 2 pi over 4, I could have had my scale is 2 pi over 16. Perfectly fine. If I wanted to use it, everything would work out fine. Just going to be a little easier if I simplify. So I'm going to use the pi over 8. But now I need to make everybody into 8s. So my start now is going to be 2 over 8 times pi. And my end, 6 over 8. Okay, now I'm ready to graph. Yeah, I think I got room here. So we draw a nice pretty sine wave. Draw several cycles. By the end of this semester, you're going to be really good at drawing this graph. Okay, we have a vertical shift, so the midline we want to draw in dotted. This is not the x-axis. This is the vertical shift. This is y equals 5. So let's write that down there. That is the line. That was really ugly. That is the line. Y equals 5. Okay, who are we graphing? Literally, I don't remember. Sine. 2 pi over 8 and 6 pi over 8. Sine starts and ends at points like this. That is one cycle of sine right there. So there's start. I'm going to kind of go down here a little bit and end. And I know what those numbers were. 2 pi over 8. I don't remember. And 6 pi over 8. And I'm counting by my scale, pi over 8. So I'm going to hit the crest. 3 pi over 8. 4 pi over 8. 5 pi over 8. And the next would be 6. Yay! Going backwards. Here's 1 pi over 8. Next would be 0. Oh, 0 something special. That's the y-axis. That was an ugly one. Okay, let's keep going because we want some positives and some negatives. So here will be negative pi over 8, negative 2 over 8, negative 3 over 8, and the next one, negative 4 pi over 8. Okay, now we're ready to do our vertical slashes. We're always counting by ones there. So this is 5 right here. Right there is 5. My amplitude is 2, so that means this distance here is 2. If this is 5 and that's 2 higher, that must be 6 and 7. See, there's my amplitude of 2. And I'm going to go down 2 to get to the bottom. So down right here must be 4, 3. Now I need to keep going until I happen to run into the y or the x-axis, which is 0. So I got to keep going. Here's 2, 1, 0. So you're going to have two different zeros. The 0 on your x-axis, that's your y-axis. X equals 0 is the y-axis. Y equals 0 is the x-axis. So there's my x-axis. And you can see now why I brought all these guys way down here, because I want my labels on the x-axis. I'm labeling these spots below those points. And if I wanted to, I could come in and kind of clean this up a little bit. But I don't expect your graph, your picture to look beautiful. Like, especially with these vertical shifts, sometimes they're going to be a little bit ugly. This is perfectly fine what you see here. What I would rather you didn't do, though, some people like to put their labels along the graph. They like to do this. They'll go negative 4 pi over 8. And then down here, they'll go negative 3, negative 2, and then like graph up here, negative 1. So their labels will be going up and down. Please don't do that. Our labels should really be along the x-axis. Just like every other graph you've ever drawn in your life. We're just labeling x values here. Okay, that's a good place to stop.